welcome. It's the usual Friday night with Emma from Swift Quilting Company live stream. Hi everybody. Hope everybody's had a really good week, and I've seen lots of progress on everybody's temperature quilt in the group, so yay, those are looking really good. Exciting. Yes, as somebody mentioned, there is 366 days in the year. I hadn't even realized until you posted it, Tony, so thanks for that. So yeah, so we can have an extra day. Yay. Cool. Well, as usual, give me a little thumbs up or a heart if you can see me, and hopefully we won't get cut off this week. Hubby has strict instructions not to do any video games tonight, but if I do disappear, please just refresh and hopefully your videos will come back up again. So hi guys. Hi Sharon. Yeah, this week I'm not gonna talk a lot about the temperature quilt because we've done that quite a bit, but what I did want to talk about is continuation of the tessellation. Yay. Oh, hi Lorraine. Hi Belinda. Hi. But before I start, I do have some exciting news. So, Festival of Quilts. If anybody is going this year, I'm going to be teaching a couple of classes. Yay! And, oh, hi Pam. Hi Pam. Both Pams. Hi Libby. Hi Joan. Hi Irene. Yes, so I'm going to be teaching a couple of classes at the Festival of Quilts. One of them is going to be a tessellation. So, you'll have already gotten a taster from last week, how to make the pattern. This week I'm going to show a little bit about how to actually make the quilt and make the colours appear, basically. Hi Brenda. But if you want to come and do it with me, it'll be on the Saturday of Festival of Quilts. It's an all-day class. Come and you can make a whole 18-inch block. I provide everything that you need. You just need to bring a thimble. Important, you do have to have a comfortable thimble. Yeah, but you'll have everything else. So hopefully I'll see you there. And then on top of that, oh hi Carol. Hi Shirley. Top of that, on the Sunday, I'm going to be doing American hand piecing class in the morning. So if anybody of you saw, because I've been around this week, I've been to Germany and back, and I took my hand piecing with me. So if anybody who saw that, you won't necessarily be that pattern, but it will be the same technique. So I'll be teaching that on the Sunday morning of Festival of Quilts. So keep your eyes out. I'll let you know. Well, hopefully you'll all be announced when, you know, if you're signed up to the announcements, when classes can start, when you can sign up for all of that. So yeah, exciting. So if you remember, last week we did kind of, it's not looking so good. I still haven't taped it together. Hi Nikki. Hi Tracy. My tessellated pattern, it's sorry for itself. So that's how we made it last week. I do have the actual template that I used for this quilt, not this one, because this one's a smaller, oh, it's upside down. This one's a smaller size than this, you can see, but it is the one that I used on here. So you can see it fits in there. Yeah. So to do this, which I've already got some cut out because this was used for a demonstration, I'll take it out of the frame so you can see. Right, you have to ignore the bit in the corner that I've already started because I did use this for a previous demonstration. And this is just a sample. But you can see I've used blue for my background, my back fabric. On the white fabric, if you can see, is where I applied the bond web. Of course, this has been knocking around for a little bit, so the bond web is really coming off. Now, if you do this technique, you must use the Bondaweb brand, so the Vilene Bondaweb brand, because of this. So the Bondaweb, depending on how well you stick it, even if you press it really good, you can separate it from the fabric. Now, in some cases, you don't want that to happen for some projects, but for this it works perfectly. But you must use this one, because if you use one of the other brands like the Heat and Bond, once that's stuck, that is stuck, and you're not going to be able to do what we want to do. So make sure that you only use Bondaweb if you do this technique. So I apply the Bondaweb to my white fabric, and then I Bondaweb my blue and my white together. It was all stuck down at one point. And then if we ignore this bit, you can see, and I used a marker pen for this so you can see it. So I have marked a dot here, here, here. Let's see, I'm going to see. Let me know if you can see it. There. So basically in a grid, 4 inches apart. So on my top fabric, I marked all around the edges to make my border frame, and then every 4 inches down and every 4 inches across, so there's a grid of dots every 4 inches, I made a dot with my marker pen. And then I used those dots to line up my pattern. So there's a, when we did, oh, it'd be easier if I show you on this with this bit. When you cut out your cardboard shape to make your tessellation pattern, you automatically get a nice square. So you've got a square, oh hi Laurie, with 4 corners, and those are the ones that you line up on your grid. So if I transfer that onto here, you can kind of see, so here, 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 and this corner is where I am lining up my pattern on my grid. So I know that's all lined up, so you can see, you'll be able to see on the birds, see where I've lined them up with the dots. There, 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 there. And then you just draw around your template. Once you've got all your drawing done, you then, every other bird, so you can see this bird, this bird, this bird, that one I keep, this one I want to take away. I put a little squiggle so that I can keep track of which birds I want to keep and which birds I want to take away. Now the birds I want to keep, I have quilted, I've hand quilted just about 1/8 of an inch inside the line. You can see that? So this one is going to be taken out. So you can see there's no quilting inside of that outline at all. It's all free. This one I'm going to keep until I've started quilting inside the line around there. Just like that. Now once you've got it all quilted, take a pair of scissors. I've got a couple of pairs here. So nice, sharp, pointy ones are important. If you can see that. Really, these are Fiskars. These are ones that I use quite a lot. These are the ones I actually bought for my original quilt. They worked really well. If you get a new pair that are pointy and very sharp, it makes it a lot easier. But these ones will work as well. And then what you do, you can see I've started here cutting it out. I'm going to cut, because this isn't stitched across, I'm going to start cutting down here along that line. So hopefully you'll be able to see. There. Yeah. If I stand up, you might be able to see it. There we go. You can see this is where the sharp tip comes in, because you can really get around those corners and those edges. So, and if it gets stuck, so if your Bondaweb is still stuck under there, because I've been working this for quite a while and it's worked its way apart. We find, oh, do I have my little tool here? No. Use this. So I've just got a pencil. You can use an awl as well. So I'm just going to run my pencil, or a knitting needle. You can use a knitting needle, something sort of long and not too sharp. Just run that underneath, just to loosen up the fabric. You can see the Bondaweb isn't really sticking. If I do that, then I'm sure that I'm not going to be cutting my blue fabric underneath. So if I continue, you can see That makes it a lot easier. So you can see it's coming apart now where I've been cutting it. So you can see the blue underneath. And I'm going to cut the other side. You guys be very quiet today. Have any got any questions? Anything fun you want us to talk about? Because yeah, I haven't seen any more comments coming up. There we go. So you can see in that corner where it gets quite a sharp corner. That's another reason these pointy scissors are sort of coming to their own. I can actually cheat and cut straight across that bit to the line. So you can see I've just cut across the bit I want to get rid of, directly up to that line, no further. Sorry, you can't see this bit. Sorry. There. So you can see the tip of my bird starting to show through there. Oop. Sorry, it's quiet. Me just working. Oh, hi Pam. Oh, you're concentrating. Gotcha. Yeah, so you can see it's coming along now. If I show you what I've been doing. Ow. Oh, it's a pin in there. So this is what I'm cutting away. You can see, go up to its head. So what I'm going to try and do, if you want to come to the workshop in August, is I have the bird pattern. So that'll be a given if you want to do that. You can make your own tessellated pattern, just like I showed last week. And I'm going to have a play around at making some more tessellated patterns as well. I was thinking maybe a flower, something with a flower. I'll have to play around and see what I can come up with. So there'll be a choice, is what I'm saying. You won't have to do a bird if you don't want to do a bird. You can do your own thing, or there'll be some other patterns to choose. Right, I'm getting to this corner, so I'm getting to this corner, and I want to make sure that that is completely unstuck there. It makes it a lot easier if you just run your, it's not very safe, I'm pointing those scissors at myself, is it? Run your finger underneath there, just to make sure that's all free and loose all the way up to the stitching. Oh, Eileen, you're left-handed. Yeah, it'd be good. Yeah, it'd be fine. Actually, it's probably good because it's like in reverse, isn't it? Showing it this way. Oh, hi Mandy. Oh yes, Pamela says a jigsaw piece would be good. Oh, it's a good idea. Oh yeah, that'd be perfect. It's like it's like already a tessellation, so perfect. Oh, okay. I see what I'm doing now. See what I've done. I've actually cut the fabric and not the bond web underneath, which is not a problem. You just go back and cut the bond web, but this goes to show how much that bond web does come apart. It is quite forgiving, which is I like it for certain things. There we go. You can see, there we go. It just came off really nicely. Oh, hi Kathleen. Oh, great technique, very effective. We'll be interested in different pattern as well. Yeah, not keen on birds. Gotcha. Well, yeah. I'll have to get my creative juices in gear and see what I can come up with. I have seen some really nice. Actually, what got me thinking about this to begin with, way back when, is there was probably about 20 years ago now, a quilt that I saw, which was made in Japan. It must have been at one of the Japanese shows, but in a magazine, because I've never been to Japan, where they had a tessellation, but it was like the MC Escher pattern, where it goes from a bird into being a fish. I don't know if you've ever seen that. I can't do that. Yeah, that's way beyond my capabilities. But that's what kicked it all off, basically. That's what inspired this whole thing. Right, so I am about halfway through my bird. Oh, hi Hillary. This is a boring bit, sorry. Cut, 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 cut. It's a lot more fun when you're doing it yourself, I promise. Right. So, the other good thing about these scissors, it also works well to actually get underneath the fabric and make sure that's all loose, just like that. There we go. Right, so I'm going to show you one little thing, at least on this pattern. What does work well is when you start cutting away, if I do show you, if you start cutting away at the edge, it makes it really easy. You can get in between, get to your bits that you need to cut, your line that you need to cut really easily. And then what I have done, where it joins right here, I've just cut straight through the white. You can see there's a gap there to continue the line, to make it easy to get through. Where have I done it? Oh yeah, done it right here. You can see right here I can cut straight through. I have done. If I start cutting there, you'll be able to see it. I've just cut straight through, so there's a gap between this bird and this bird, and oh, it's a funny angle. Oh, hi Enid. Hi Kathleen again. Do you have to hand sew around the shapes before cutting? You don't have to hand sew. You can machine sew. You can do free motion quilting if you want. I'm not so sure-handed free motion quilting to get it exactly 1/8 of an inch from the edge. Otherwise, I would have done it that way. I find hand quilting personally a lot more, I have a lot more control over it, so I can get it exactly where I want. But if you want to hand quilt it, yeah, I mean machine quilt it, yeah, definitely do that. And you don't even, you might be able to get away with machine quilting with just a walking foot if you go very slowly and then you just twist it when you need to go to the curves, or pivot when you've got a corner, basically. So if I show you what I've done there, so I've cut straight through, you can see, and then I started cutting away that line. So that's how you can get from one piece to the other, one patch to the other, basically. Hi Tony, how are you doing? Yeah, so this is a boring bit again. It's cut, 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 cut. I have to admit, when I did this the very first time, I did a big 36-inch square quilt, wall hanging rather, and because it was the first one I'd done, I wasn't entirely sure what it was going to look like when you cut out the fabric. But I have to admit, I did sneak one little bird out before I finished it completely quilting, and then I'm like, oh yeah, this is going to look all right. Then I continued, did all the quilting, and then did all the cutting out. And the cutting out, I have to admit, I find the most fun, because that's when the whole pattern basically gets revealed. So here we go, here we go. Oh, almost done. There we go. One tiny little bit left to cut, and now one whole bird will be out. You'll be able to see. There we go. Woohoo! Ta-da! There we go. One whole bird cut out. So that's a bit where I started. You can start to see now that white one really showing up against the blue. And you just continue like that. So I'll cut this bit out next. Have to finish hand quilting around here. So always use my thimble for that. Cool, all good. Now if you I teach hand quilting and hand piecing, which is hand sewing. And I get so many people resistant to thimbles, which I was when I first started as well. But trust me, if you hand quilt, you have to use a thimble. It doesn't have to be one like this, whichever one works best for you. And I'm doing this without a hoop. I normally would use a hoop, so it might be a little bit funky looking at the end. But you know, my motto is there's no right or wrong way, only the way that works for you. So find a thimble that you can get on with, and hand quilting, hoop or no hoop, whichever way works best for you. I'm not liking them without hoop. So let me show you. So yes, I've just hand quilted through all those layers, pulling it through. So yeah, so you can see that's the last bit of stitching, and then I'll just go along actually on the line and then finish up around here for that bit. But yeah, that's it. And again, if you want to come and do that with me, Saturday of the Festival of Quilts, I don't remember what date it is, but if you go to the Festival of Quilts, you'll know. Oh, hi Pam, I have tiny fingers and never found a thimble to fit me. Loving all the pictures. Oh yes, loving the pictures of Temperature Quilt. Definitely on the group page. Thank you very much, Pam, for starting that group, because it's a great place to see everybody's progress. I have to admit, I've been traveling this week, so I'm still no further on my London quilt. This is still as far as I've gotten, but tomorrow afternoon will be my day for catching up on that, plus the Tallington one. So next Friday I'll be able to show you a bit more progress on that, to see how both of those are doing. And I will, because I kind of mentioned I might do it this week, I'll show putting the borders on. If you're doing the in the round squares, if you want to do the borders strips in between your flying geese strips, I'll show you how to do that. Let's see, Pam, my only recommendation would be for finding a thimble is, if you can go to a quilt show or the Festival of Quilts, or to a shop that has a few. There's so many different types of thimble. There's thimbles that go around, you've got plastic ones that go only half around, you've got some that are just a sticky on tab that you can use, there's leather ones, there's all sorts. So it really is just trial and error, just trialing which ones you like. I like these. For me, I like them because they're quite thin and lightweight, but if you can see, they've got that ridge around the edge on the top, and I really need that bit there to catch my needle. And I have to admit, last place I lived in America was a small town, and we lived walking distance from the downtown area that had like a haberdashery and different things, and they sold thimbles like this. And it got to be the joke that even my husband knew exactly how much they cost, because every time I'd buy one, the cat would play with it and it'd get lost. So I was always buying a new thimble, and so $1.85 was how much they were. Even Michael knows. But now I've found a good alternative, so I still buy them practically in bulk. And yeah, but so those are the ones I like. Oh, sorry, I'm missing you. Sarah. Hi Sarah. Hi Emma. I'm late joining you tonight. That's okay. It'll be on catch up. This looks really good fun to do. Feeling inspired. Have you had a good week? Yes, it has been a good week. Very all over the place. So I've been like I said, I've been to Germany and back, and then up north and back, kind of up north and back. But yeah, it's been fun. Lots of traveling. So I'm looking forward to the weekend, even though I'm going to be at the shop, where I'm going to be able to catch up on all of my units, and catch up with all the quilters that will be coming in. So yeah. Oh, hi Sonia. Bought a foundation by the yard, and even like having your shop this week. Oh, you'll like it. That's a nice one. Would love your demo class on this. Yes, so that will be at the Festival of Quilts. Might be also doing it at the shop. We'll have to see. I've got some things to plan for the shop, but if you can't make it to the Festival of Quilts, the shop in Talenton, I'll probably do it there. I have been doing hand quilting and some hand piecing ones, so if you haven't missed those, they'll be coming back again. Uneven Log Cabin, going back to that, if you haven't seen it. So what Sonia's talking about is Foundation by the Yard, which is like FPP, so foundation paper pieced, but the pattern is printed on fabric instead of on paper. So when you sew it, you don't have to rip all those annoying bits of paper off, and half of them, at least when I find, get stuck underneath. So you end up with half of the paper still in your quilt. And then depending on the paper that you use, a lot of the stitches are not ripped out, but they are weakened a little bit from doing that, which is one of the reasons I don't like FPP. But these panels are a lot easier to use, and rather than being odd shapes, they're always regular shapes, so they're really easy. There's actually one is a New York Beauty, which is definitely on my list of to-dos. And if you haven't seen on New York Beauty, they're curved pieces, curved arches, a little bit like double wedding ring curve, but instead of solid chunks, they've got triangles that go up. I guess it's called a New York Beauty because it looks a little bit like the crown on the Statue of Liberty, if you know what that shape looks like. So curved, and then the little pointy bits that come up. Yeah, those are nice. So yeah, have fun with that. Let's see, sorry, I'm scrolling, so oh, Carol, hi Carol. There's a look, yet another project on my to-do list. Yeah, I find it really quick and easy, and if I showed you, oh, it fell on the floor, sorry. Un momento, por favor. The one that I did for, yeah, the 100th anniversary of the end of World War One. I mean, yeah, you could put any kind of fabrics under there and make it along a theme. So really nice, quick and easy sort of project to do for different things if you need to. Hi Beverly. Like the leather stick-on pads. Oh yes, for symbols, going back to symbols, Beverly likes a leather stick-on pad, so you can get little pads, literally just they stick on the end of your finger. You can get metal ones, you can get leather ones, there's different ones. I've even seen like little gel dots almost that do that. So yeah, trust me, every sewer needs to have a thimble they can get on with, and there is one out there for you. You just got to find the right one, I promise. Hi Irene. I have small fingers too, child size. I did find at FAQ a stand that sold needles and thimbles. My size is the smallest, size 14, and I bought several just in case I lost any. Yes, good choice. Actually, looking at that, I've got another one here which is way too small for me, and it's a 14mm, so that would fit you, Irene. Yeah, that's how, sorry, that looks a bit rude. That's how it fits on me. I don't know where that one even came from, but it must have been one of my very early ones. It's just sort of kicking around. But yeah, again, it has this one's a little bit thicker than the one I like, but it does have that ridge on the top again. Yeah, and actually I had a friend, the lady who taught me how to quilt, she had one just like this one. So this one's quite a thicker metal, or slightly thicker metal than this one is. This one's thinner. But she had one obviously that fit her, and she had used it so much for quilting that she had actually worn holes in her thimbles. So when she used it, she had to be careful that her needle didn't go into one of those holes because it got her through the other side. That's how much she had used it. That will never happen to me because I will lose them before they get to that point, definitely. Oh no, my table just fell down. Sorry. Let's see if I can maneuver it back up. Oh dear. Oh dear. Oh dear. There we go. Okay, it's all good. It's all good. I was just about to read Karen's comment then when that disaster happened. Right, Karen, hi. Not found a thimble for me yet. Long nail. Oh, long nails don't help, but I'm chopping my... Oh, don't chop your nails off. I have seen some, actually, that you can actually put your nail through, because it's that half one I said, where it's only a half one. Your nail actually goes over the top. I haven't got anything that looks like it, because I might always go over... I always have short nails, so... But it goes over the top, so you actually don't have to cut your nail, and then your pad of your finger is protected, and then your nail can go through the hole over the top. But anyway, good luck. Like I said, Festival of Quilts, best place, because they've got so many vendors all in one place that you're bound to find something, hopefully something that will work. Hi Shirley. Do they sell... Yes, they do. Do they sell thimbles? I keep hitting my thumb when I do embroidery. They do. They do. And I can't remember. I think it was one of the ladies who was in my hand sewing class last time. I think they mentioned that there is something, because they wanted the same thing. So there are. And again, you can get the leather ones that have a little metal pad on them. And there's all sorts out there. Trust me, really. Oh, hi Karen. I know the ones you mean, but not for me. I keep looking at... Oh, sorry. Yeah, keep looking. There's bound to be something that will work. If not, maybe you can find a creative person who works in leatherwork who maybe can make one. I don't know. Hi Linda. So that's me kind of done for today, to be honest. This is all I had until I get caught up with the actual temperature quilt. Yeah, if you've got any questions, or if you've got any particular topics you want me to talk about for next week, do let me know and I will plan that in. But yeah, in the meantime, keep an eye out for the Festival of Quilts stuff that's coming up, especially the hand piecing. I am passionate about the hand piecing, because as you saw, I took it with me on the plane and sitting at the airport doing it, and I have made handmade quilts everywhere, like in the car, like on the go, like in hotel rooms. You don't have to have your sewing machine. Yeah, I'm planning a hand piecing revolution, so hopefully you guys will join me. I had a few recruits, so I know Dawn's with me, Christina, trying to persuade Sarah, right? So we'll see, we might get there. Oh, hi Irene. Oh, thank you. Oh, thank you. Love my... Yes. So the bit that I was working on, my passacaglia, yeah, that's what it's called, passacaglia. It's downstairs because it's next to the television where next to my chair where I watch television. So I do it in front of the telly as well at the moment. So I'm hoping to add a bit to it. So we'll see. Oh, hi Laurie. Oh, thanks. Take care. Oh, missing you. Oh, bless you. Thank you. Yeah, let me know what you want to see for next week, and I'll get something organised for everybody. But there will be a catch up on how I'm doing with the temperature quilt and the borders. I will promise I'll show you how to do the borders on that. And yeah, hi Pam. Hi, thank you Pam. Thank you for doing that group. It's really great. Thank you for doing this each week. I really appreciate it. Oh, it's fun. I love, even though I'm not seeing you guys, I kind of am, because I see your little icons and I see your messages, and yeah, it feels like a conversation. I really like it. I'm enjoying it as much as you guys, hopefully. Yes. But yeah. Okay. Well, I'm going to go. Oh, before I go, last thing I wanted to say, which some of you might have seen. So I am a certain age this year, and I decided that this year was the year that I was going to do a skydive, which is something I've been wanting to do for probably the last, 40 years ago, 41 years ago maybe, was when I was first inspired to do it. And I'm actually going to do it in the place, at the same airfield where I was first inspired, which I am so excited about. So if you've seen my post, I'm raising money for children in need. So if you guys could just donate £1, just £1, one solitary pound each, please. that would be awesome, and we can raise some money for children in need, and I can throw myself out of a plane. So I'm not telling you when it's going to happen. It'll be at some point this year, because I promised hubby that he will worry if I tell him. So I told him it's going to happen. You're not going to know when it's going to happen. I'm just going to come home one day and told you I did it. So that's why nobody gets to know when I'm doing it. So once I've done it, I'll let you all know, and there'll be videos so you can see that I actually did it. But yeah, if I could get your support for that, that would be amazing. Thank you so much. Hi Sarah, enjoying my sewing tomorrow afternoon. Thank you. Yeah, it's going to be good. Lots of us will be doing the same. Happy weekend everybody. Yes. My skydiving crazy thing. Yeah, but yeah, it's got to be done. Last year was motorbikes. I'm still doing motorbikes, but this year is the skydive. So we'll see. Hopefully it won't be addictive. It'll just be the once. We'll see. So yes, thank you so much, guys. Have a good weekend, everybody, and I will see you same bat time, same bat channel next week, next Friday. So cheers. Bye, guys.